Hey man, what's up? What's happening? You already know who it is and what it is. It's your boy Q Walker, aka Nephew Q, host of the world's most dangerous sports show, Beyond the Game, here to continue giving you my Bucs breakdown report for no place for bias. But before I get into all of that, I want everybody to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channels KY Beyond the Game and Buccaneer Breakdown, as well as listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. And go download the Beyond the Game app on your Android or iPhone by typing in KY Beyond the Game, all one word, in the Google Play Store or the App Store, and get notifications every time a new show drops. But let's get back into the Buccaneer breakdown as we discuss everything that happened in Week 3. And one of the things that happened is that the Tampa Bay Bucs had a little bit of a celebration last week as they celebrated one of the greatest football players of all time. Some people call him the greatest football player of all time, but I'm not here to get into that debate. We're not going to do that today. But Thomas Edward Patrick Brady celebrated his 45th birthday during training camp last week. Then it's also to be noted that Tom Brady is actually older than some of the NFL head coaches who are currently coaching today. You have Cliff Kingsbury, who Tom Brady is older than. Tom Brady's older than Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, who Tom Brady went against 2 playoff seasons ago. He's older than Sean McVay, the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, who Tom Brady went against in this season's playoffs. So a salute and a shout out and a happy belated birthday to Mr. Tom Brady. But let's continue talking about what actually went on the field during training camp for the Bucs last week. Now, there are two more position battles you might need to pay attention to. One of them is the backup QB position between Kyle Trask, who the Bucs drafted last season, and NFL journeyman Blaine Gabbert. Now, the report is that during Tom Brady's Veterans Day, which is the day the vets take the day off from practice, Kyle Trask got to run with the number ones, and he had a subpar showing last week as he threw multiple interceptions in multiple practices, which is giving cause to pause for Todd Bowles to name him the backup QB over Blaine Gabbert. Now, it's also to be noted that Todd Bowles also hasn't given Kyle Trask any vote of confidence when the reporters have asked him, what changes do you see in Kyle Trask? All Todd Bowles keeps saying is he's confident. Well, whatever the hell that means, Todd Bowles has not broken down if Trask has improved in his 3-step drop, his 5-step drop, if he's getting reads quicker, if he's getting the ball out of his hands quicker. Todd Bowles has discussed none of that. All he keeps saying is he's confident, whatever the hell that means. So see Kyle Trask get a lot of playing time during this preseason to see if he can solidify that backup QB position. Now, moving on to the second position battle that you need to pay attention to, is the second starting quarterback position between Sean Murphy-Bunting and Jamel Dean. Now, last week during training camp, there were a lot of reports that Sean Murphy-Bunting was dropping a lot of interceptions. Now, to give him some credit, they say as the week progressed, the balls that did touch his hands, he did eventually pick them off. But Todd Bowles wants to see what Sean Murphy-Bunting can do in that second starting cornerback role before he gives it to Jamel Dean. So that's another position battle to pay attention to right there as well. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did have a few scares last week during training camp as Mike Evans went down. He tweaked his hamstring. He was listed as day-to-day. He left practice Friday. He didn't practice Saturday, and he had his Veterans Day. So Mike Evans has a tweaked hamstring, but it seems like Mike Evans has a tweaked hamstring every single season. So that's neither here nor there. And then also another one is right tackle Tristan Wirfs went down. They had another scare, but they also found out that it was nothing but muscle cramps. So he's listed as day-to-day. You got that hot Florida heat down there as the Bucs keep going from outside to inside to try to keep the players cool. They practice some days inside and they practice a lot of days outside. But those are two scares that the Tampa Bay Bucs, had last week. One thing, a funny little thing out of the Bucs secondary, talking about Sean Murphy-Bunting and Jamel Dean, is the Tampa Bay Bucs secondary have this goal of getting 5 interceptions every single practice. Well, good luck with that, because you're going against Tom Brady every single practice. So good luck with getting 5 interceptions. Now, the most that they have got up to is 2 interceptions, and that was the day that Kyle Trask was the quarterback of the number ones. So don't expect the secondary to get any 5 interception days with the Tampa Bay Bucs. But anyways, let's end on a good note. A good note is that Chris Godwin, like I mentioned last week, has been cleared to practice with the Tampa Bay Bucs. They have no plans of rushing him back. They're going to continue to bring him along slowly. Whenever he's ready to play, he will be ready to play. as the wide receiver depth is plentiful for the Bucs, as they have Mike Evans, Julio, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson, Russell Gage, Rashad Perryman. So they're deep at the wide receiver position. So there are no rush to have Chris Godwin come back. But the good news is that he's doing individual workouts, so he's repping up everything. I don't expect to see him in any preseason games coming up this preseason as well. Speaking of the preseason, the Bucs have a preseason matchup August the 13th, I believe. Yeah, August the 13th against the Miami Dolphins. Now, also it's noted that the Bucs do have a couple of joint practices this week against the Miami Dolphins, which Todd Bowles has said he wants to get a good look at Sean Murphy-Bunting in those joint practices as well. But anyways, that's all the Buccaneer breakdown report I have for you guys for today. And like I mentioned earlier, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms, and go download the Beyond the Game app on your Android or iPhone. But I've already taken up too much of your time. I'm going to get up at this thing, and as always, I want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama, and I'm up at this thing, y'all. Peace.